Hello Internet, I'm the classic nerd. Since I started playing through games from my past, I found some amazing games that I forgot about, and I've also found some games that probably should never have been made in the first place. Since a lot of people didn't like me praising Friday the 13th in my last review, I decided to find a true piece of shit to review. Today we're going to be reviewing The Pagemaster for the Sega Genesis. The Pagemaster video game is based on the movie of the same name. There have been a ton of movie-based games that suck, and today we'll be discussing one that redefines sucking. I can't stand this game, so let's get it over with. Begin the review. The video game shares the same plot as the movie, but the only way to actually know the plot is if you have watched the movie. I'm fine with not having scrolling lines of exposition, but the player gets nothing to go by as far as story. The player takes control of young Richard, a boy who is afraid of basically everything. Richard is stuck inside of fictional worlds, and it is up to the player to navigate Richard through the worlds such as horror, adventure, and fantasy in order to return to being a real boy. Like I said, it really helps to have watched the movie. We aren't supposed to judge a book by its cover, no pun intended, but dear lord, just take a quick look at the title screen. Oh, you didn't catch that? Me neither! The title screen disappears so quickly. The actual image kind of sucks, but I guess the programmers really hated the artist because you really have to be paying attention to be able to look at the image. Moving on, the visuals in the game are pretty nice. I have no clue what anything is supposed to be, but at least they look nice. At least some of it looks nice. What the fuck is that? Is that Tiny Mr. Hyde? I don't understand who or what that thing is supposed to be, so I'm calling it Odd Dwarf Mr. Hyde. What the fuck is that? Is that a dildo? Hey, I know the development studio is pro, but I didn't expect the threat of being probed in the game intended for kids. It's a checkpoint, so you have to find this thing. It's not something that just appears once and you never see it again. Okay, I know it's a little bit childish to think that they would add a dildo into a kid's game, but what else is that supposed to be, a book? That is no book. The game has no sort of tutorial, but it actually has a lot of little stuff that the player needs to know and needs to master. Honestly, I had no idea how the hell I was supposed to get to the library card. The game entices you with it, but doesn't explain how to get there. This isn't the hardest game to figure out. Friday the 13th was way harder than this, but the game has some major flaws that makes figuring out the game so much worse. The hit detection is utter shit. One of your first and most basic attacks is to jump on things, but you can be directly on top of an enemy and miss. That book didn't even touch me. The controls are so bad. Richard doesn't stop when you want him to, and it feels like every platform is made of ice, which is not fun to do through the entire game. Also, it seems like some items don't even spawn when you start the level. I'm not sure if this is a hardware glitch or something, but if it's not, then that is just lazy. The levels are designed from three main themes: horror, adventure, and fantasy. The level design is a bit weird. It seems that some things are meant to confuse players, and the game has a lot of death traps. I'm not against death traps or trial and error, but I am against laziness, and for the most part the levels feel lazy. It feels like the developers were not creative enough to sustain an entire level, so it seems like most of the death traps are the developers' way of saying, fuck it, who's gonna get this far anyway? Look at this! The only way to get past this is to knock Humpty Dumpty off his wall and ride him. What? You ride Humpty Dumpty? The famous character? Famous for falling down and breaking? You have to ride on top of Humpty Dumpty's bouncing head. Try to think about what I just said there. This game is bent on destroying everything we know and love about books and stories. That's all there is to it. You can jump through platforms and get hit by enemies above you, and you can even fall through the floor. As a programmer myself who has made a few games in my days, I can tell you it's not hard to program a floor. You just have to set a boundary limit to where the top of the floor is. Jumping through the platform above you is almost acceptable, but falling through the platform below you is unacceptable. It's lazy, and it shows me just how much Probe cared about this project, which is very little. Why can't I reach this thing? The one closer to the ground acts as an extra hit point to the player, so I instantly want to grab this one as well. My jump is just a hair too short to reach it, and when you jump on a walking book, it does nothing. The struggle is real. The hit detection in this game is one of the worst I've seen recently. I can't get over the fact that you can fall through the floor. The first time it happened, I was in denial, thinking I just missed the platform by an inch or something. But no, the developers just didn't know how to program a solid floor, which is unforgivable. That should be programming 101, man. This game is so flawed that I can't recommend it. I'm just glad I'll never have to play this game again after this review. I understand that some people like this game, and if you like it, that's fine. I'm one person with an opinion. My opinion is that this game blows. Don't play the Pagemaster video game and don't bother watching the movie. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully I'll be reviewing a fun game. Thank you for watching my review of the Pagemaster. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, I have other reviews on other video games. Why don't you check those out? In the meantime, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.